This is an NBC News special report. Here is Tom Brokaw.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is just after 9 in the morning in Los Angeles. It has been a long night of violence and outrage following the acquittal of 4 white policemen in the beating of black motorist Rodney King. 30 fires still are burning there, and 9 people are dead. President Bush is about to make an appearance in the White House press briefing room. He has been conferring with his Attorney General. NBC's John COCHRAN is standing by there now. John, what can we expect from the president, apart from the statement that he has already issued?
Well, we're not sure, Thomas, whether or not he's going to answer any questions. And there are many questions. For example, the president said this morning that when he heard about the verdict, he had a sense of anguish and frustration. Does that mean he disagreed with the verdict? Does the president think that this jury was wrong? Also, Attorney General Barr told Jesse Jackson earlier this morning that he would send additional federal investigators out to Los Angeles to determine whether any civil rights violations occurred. We'll want to know that from the president. We're also being told now that there's a further delay. I was trying to hurry up there in just a moment. So now we think we'll have the president in 2 minutes, and I'll talk a little more slowly. We'll want to know, Tom, whether or not more federal investigators will be sent out to L.A. to determine whether or not there have been any civil rights violations under these old civil rights statutes, which date from the Civil War days. These statutes were used during the civil rights activist days of the 1960s, particularly down south. Now, one thing we'll want to know is what the governor of California, Pete Wilson, told President Bush this morning. The president did talk with him by phone. The federal government really is not supposed to act until it is determined that a state has done all it's going to do. What did Pete Wilson say? We just don't know, Tom.
All right, John, we want to show our viewers some of the aftermath of this long night of violence in south central Los Angeles primarily, although it did spill out into the San Fernando Valley as well. 30 fires still are burning. The police did not go into some of the most violent areas because many of the people in south central Los Angeles now are heavily armed. This is not too far from the neighborhood known as Watts, which of course was the scene of the 6 days of riots in 1965. The damage yet untold, but it is considerable. And of course there is great concern about what will happen in the days to come. Los Angeles has changed a great deal in the more than 25 years since Watts. It now has a black mayor. It has black members of the city council as well. But the living conditions in that part of Los Angeles have not changed profoundly for the members of the minority who live there. And that is a much wider area now as well. 30 fires still burning. 9 people are dead. 138 were hurt during this long night. The National Guard is standing by in Los Angeles. The governor has declared a state of emergency there. Los Angeles Mayor Tom Bradley has declared a dawn to dusk curfew. We presume that that will be in effect once again tonight. The Los Angeles Police Chief, Daryl Gates, who will be retiring before too long to be replaced by the Police Commissioner of Philadelphia, he said today this is a result of just hooligans who are trying to destroy the city. We now expect to hear from President Bush at the White House. He'll be in the press briefing room after conferring this morning